Yesterday morning, as we walked into the staff room where I teach, the conversation on everyone's lips was the same. The Victorian Labor government had announced plans to sentence children as adults. And every teacher in that space, Moira, Jane, Sarah and I, just looked at each other with disbelief. Because we all know what happens when the system stops seeing a child as a child. It becomes political theatre, punishment masquerading as policy. So out of that conversation, that shared sense of outrage and heartbreak, I wrote a letter to The Age. And to my surprise, they published it today. They cut out the last two sentences, the ones that called out the Victorian Labor government for what this really is, simplistic right-wing posturing. But that's okay, the main message got through. But here's the thing. You see, every serious criminological study shows the same thing. Harsher penalties and earlier criminalisation don't make communities safer. They just entrench trauma. And the truth that most politicians seem unwilling to face is this. Children who commit violent acts are almost always the children who have survived violence themselves. Treating them as adults won't reform them. It'll just confirm their worst fears about the world. And this is what I've seen as a teacher and what I've lived as a child. Violence and retribution don't heal, they harden. And when the world proves itself as cruel as you suspected, it can take decades to unlearn that. So this is my invitation and my plea to those watching. If you want safer communities, invest in education, in family support and restorative work that heals rather than hurts. Because the punitive path always begins with headlines like tough on crime, and it ends, if we're not careful, in systems that forget compassion entirely. You can read my full piece on the Substack below, and I hope that you'll join me and join us in saying, no, these kids are still ours. An education at its best can teach us how to imagine each other whole again.